What's happening, beautiful people? Izzy here. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. And in today's video, what I really want to do is just kind of take a step back and give you guys my final thoughts on World War II and also express some of my opinions on World War II, as well as introduce some theories as to why the game turned out the way that it did. Alright, because I know right off the rip, this was not everyone's favorite Call of Duty, and I think that there are reasons why. And we'll get into those in a second. But I know Black Ops 4 is literally right around the corner. I mean, we can count on one hand the days until it comes out, but I still think it's really useful to go back and discuss these issues amongst each other, so that way we really know what we want going forward, and we can also transmit that to the developers so that way they don't make the same mistake twice. And of course, before we begin, if you do enjoy my content, please leave me a like, and if you're new to the channel, just subscribe, man. It takes like 2 seconds. Go ahead and do it. But anyway, here we go. Let me start by saying this. If you would have told anybody at the same time last year that World War II would be what it is today, I don't think people would believe you, because I can remember so clearly World War II building up so much hype because it was a return to the World War II setting, which we haven't had in about 10 years, and it was just getting people really excited. But I mean, as we know now, there's been a lot of attrition, people have fallen off, they're playing other games, and Fortnite has definitely stomped on World War II. And for those of you who do not remember all the hype, let me refresh your memory.
Right off the rip, boots on the ground is back, but this really does feel like a classic Call of Duty. Everything felt right, and I was just so happy. I was physically smiling playing a video game just because it felt great. That classic Call of Duty feel that we've all grown to love, it just felt fantastic. As soon as I shot my first person, I loved it.
Right off the bat, I'm just gonna say that I think this is probably the best Call of Duty that I've played in a really long time. But I will tell you one thing, everybody that was playing the game in that room was extremely hyped. There was just so much excitement in that room. The game feels so good, okay?
Oh, baby! Oh, baby, let's go!
I can't believe it, man. COD's back. I'm so happy to see this. Like, it's really almost an emotional moment as a longtime Call of Duty player to see true blood and grit and dirt and just... There's something about it, man. Like, there's no spacesuit or space helmet or jetpack or any other bullshit. Like, it's pure Call of Duty. It's what we all grew up loving to play and enjoying, and just like, I hope that this takes us back on top. I truly, truly do. I can't believe it, man. COD's back. COD's back. COD's back. COD's back.
6 months later.
Yeah, that's how it went down. I mean, the hype was real. Okay, it was amazing because people were so pumped to play the game, and then it came out and there were just a whole bunch of issues. Like, customization was completely crippled. The developers were holding back a lot of features that we wanted. There was just, the list goes on, right? But I think the biggest sin that was committed was that this game was not finished at launch. For example, the most glaringly obvious clue that this game was not finished was the map count at launch. I mean, 9 maps, I know it's become like a meme or whatever. 9 maps at launch is total garbage, and we all know that. We're used to maybe, 14 to 16 in a good year, right? But 9 was ridiculous, and I remember thinking to myself, okay, I could probably get past that. But no, you don't really get past that. You get very bored, the game gets very tired, and you begin to see people drop off, like you have. And there were a lot of other little things, like there were no rewards for Prestige Master. They didn't reward players for their time. There were some weird, like, bugs and glitches. Like, one that was really annoying to me that I noticed right off the bat was when I first played the game, there was like 30 different emotes that all did the same exact thing, and I was just... I was confused. But this whole bundle of mess-ups is exactly what tells me this game was not finished at launch. And I do have a theory for why that might have been. If you guys don't remember, back in 2014, Sledgehammer introduced its very first title into the Call of Duty series, and that was Advanced Warfare. Now, the game, love it or hate it, was okay, it was decent, it wasn't that bad. It was at least a little more finished than World War II was, so that's a start. And generally, people did receive it fairly well. It wasn't a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. But then next year we followed with another advanced movement game, which was Black Ops 3, and then of course you guys all know the infamous one, Infinite Warfare, was released right after that. So we had 3 straight years of advanced movement games. And what I think was happening was Sledgehammer, immediately after Advanced Warfare's life cycle ended, they started Advanced Warfare 2. So they were kind of probably in the works with Advanced Warfare 2, I'd say probably about for a year or two maybe. And Black Ops 3 was going well, right? Nobody really complained. And then Infinite Warfare happened. The millions of dislike bombs hit that trailer, and Activision was kind of freaking out. So what they did was they looked to the next year's developer, which was Sledgehammer, and they're like, hey, Mr. Cornbread, what you working on? And he's like, oh, I'm working on Advanced Warfare 2. And Activision's hearts probably just dropped into their stomach because they're like, oh no, we can't have that happen again. So they're telling them, scrap it. Get rid of that idea. We can't do Advanced Warfare 2. We need like a boots on the ground shooter. And it wouldn't make sense to make Advanced Warfare boots on the ground. So what they did was, we'll take the safe route and we'll go into World War II. So they're already about 1.5 to maybe 2 years into the development of Advanced Warfare 2, and now they have to completely turn around, do a 180, and change the setting to World War II. So they gotta design whole new maps, they can't have the verticality that they had before, and it probably just took them a long time. I mean, having to switch gears that late in production of a different game can be really, really demotivating. So, I mean, you could tell that their heart was nowhere in World War II because they didn't want to do it from the start. So that sucks. I mean, we got robbed out of that. So I think that's why we kind of saw all those incomplete pieces. And that's why just now you're seeing, maybe 10 months into the game's life cycle, which is pretty much the end, they're finally just now completing the game, which is just a tragedy, man. Because if you could imagine, like, if World War II would have launched with everything that they have in the game right now, I think there'd be a lot more people playing the game. Now, I'm sure people are still kind of up in arms about the division system. I'm not really a big fan of that either, but I mean, it still worked. It was okay. But either way, man, that decision that Activision made, and I'm assuming this theory is correct, that decision that Activision made, I think, really hurt the franchise this year and kind of damaged its reputation going forward. But anyway, moving on. Another big problem with World War II was that they were really unwilling to change in the beginning, right? Michael Condrey didn't want to change a lot of the things that he had deemed his creative decisions, and he didn't want to reverse those for whatever reason. So you have a community that's upset that the game is A, not finished, and also that they're not being listened to. So that's just 2 double whammies right there. You have an incomplete game and people aren't willing to fix it. So what happened? Michael Cornbread got up and left, along with his buddy. They're gone. And just after that, just coincidentally, the game started being changed, right? We got unlimited sprint, we got tweaks to the division system, we got free maps, we got a bunch of stuff. We got changes to sprint out time. There were just a lot of positive changes made after Michael Cornbread left. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I think Activision was pretty mad at the guy for not taking into account the customers. But again, let's go back to the point that I made where if this game would have launched with everything that it has now, that it would be much better. I don't know, because what's really weird, and Nero Cinema made a great point about this, I have the link to that video in the description. He was saying that World at War was one of the worst selling Call of Duty games of all time, pretty much. And he also was saying that World War II is such a restricted setting, like you can only do so much with time periods, And it does kind of stifle creativity and customization and all that kind of stuff, because you have people that want to be historically accurate and all that stuff. But I know since then people have kind of thrown that out the window, and we're kind of accepting. We have new camos that look cool. I mean, the camo I'm using right now is freaking Trick or Treat, and it's like glowing blue, and I have candy corns on my gun. That's not historically accurate, but I mean, they've changed for the better. But anyway, as I was saying, World War II might not be for everybody, and that was a great point Nero made. Because I think with Call of Duty, like, World War II has been done to death. Like, even if it's been a while, like, we still get thrown into that mode, like, okay, this gets boring because we've seen this setting so many times. So, can I say for certain whether or not having all this stuff at launch for World War II would have made it turn out better? I don't know. But what I do know is my own opinion of the game. Alright, like, I actually enjoyed this game from start to finish. I was enthusiastic to play, and I just kind of rode the wave all the way through to the end, and I'm still playing it. Now, this is not to say that I wasn't frustrated with all the problems that it had at launch, and, working through everything that was wrong with the game. Yeah, of course it's a little frustrating, but I still enjoyed the game thoroughly. And I really could be biased because it was during this game's life cycle. Because if you guys didn't know, I started YouTube about a year ago. And it was really like this game's life cycle that kind of, you know, brought me up. You know, I kind of grew just a little bit from this game, and that's gonna hold a special place in my heart, you know what I mean? Not to mention, I actually have a lot of fond memories of this game as well. Like, I play with a lot of subs, I play with a lot of you guys during streams or whatever. I've met a lot of cool people on this game, and it's just, I have a lot of memories, man. A lot of cool things were born. We got the Cav Star, we got Yarp, we got all that stuff, man. And it's just, it's good fun, and I hope to continue to build and grow with you guys. But that could be where my bias comes in. I had a lot of fun, and it was primarily because of you guys. And by the way, I have a surprise for you guys tomorrow, so stay tuned. Make sure those post notifications are turned on, boys. Turn them on. You don't want to miss tomorrow's video. But anyway, yeah, I ultimately think this game was great. Okay, it was good. Obviously, rough around the edges at first, but they've kind of smoothed them down. Unfortunately, it was too little too late, but I did not give up on it, and I'm not going to give up on Call of Duty for a long time. I think Black Ops 4 is going to be just what we need to kind of breathe a little bit of fresh air into the franchise and in the game itself. And I'm also really looking forward to making content for that as well. I have a lot of series planned for that game, and hopefully I can reach some of my sub goals, so that way I'm able to expand a little bit more on the things that I want to do on the channel. So with that being said, I think that's about everything. I do enjoy World War II a lot, but I'm also extremely glad that we have a new game to play, because it does get a little bit stale. Now, what I want you guys to do right now is let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of World War II. Did you love it? Were you just kind of lukewarm about it? Or did you go pull a Mr. Lion and smash your game into a million pieces? I want to hear all about it, man. Let me know what you think of the game. And if you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like. Let's see if we can get, I don't know how many likes. I don't want to set like goals. I think that's kind of corny, but I don't know. Just give me a ton of likes, please. And also, if you're new to the channel and you also did enjoy this video, let me tell you something. You might want to subscribe, because I got a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipeline, so stay tuned. And also, do not forget to turn on post notifications. YouTube is so weird about that. But anyway, guys, that should do it for the video. I hope you all take it easy, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next one. Bye!